Hello students, today we are going to continue with our chapter Deep Water, which is written by William Douglas. Okay, yesterday we read about the outline of the chapter, about the theme of the chapter, what is the essential feature of this chapter. We read about William Douglas, okay, and we came to know that the particular chapter is the journey of the writer to overcome his hydrophobia. Okay, hydrophobia, that is fear of water. Okay, and how did this fear of water get generated? It was initiated at the age of 3 or 4 years. When Douglas was of 3 or 4 years, he happened to visit California beach with his father, where he was knocked down by the waves, and he was terrified by the overpowering force of the beach. Okay, after that, when he was 10 or 11 years old, he thought of learning swimming. Okay, he was afraid of going to the water bodies like rivers, lakes, so he wanted to learn swimming. And for that purpose, he joined the YMCA. YMCA. For that, he joined YMCA, which actually the purpose means the main target, main motto of the YMCA pool, swimming pool, was to give training to the new learners. Okay, so but Douglas was unfortunate here as well. Why? Because in place of getting rid of that fear, his fear got strengthened. यहाँ पर क्या हुआ कि उसका फियर कम होने की बजाय यहाँ पर उसके साथ एक ऐसा मिस एडवेंचर, मिस हैपनिंग, एक एक्सीडेंट ऐसा हुआ जिसकी वजह से वो फियर कम होने की बजाय क्या हो गया, ज्यादा। ओके, and that fear, that terror stayed with him for a long time, and he found himself unable to overcome that fear. But with his, as I told you, the dominant factors of willpower and determination. Okay, with these two factors, willpower and determination, and his continuous, never-ending efforts, he was able to overcome that. Now, let's start the chapter from where we left it yesterday. Okay, so it is from page number 25, and it is paragraph number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th paragraph, 4th paragraph. One day he visited the YMCA pool when there was no one. Okay, the pool was quiet, the water was still, and there was no movement in the water. So it was all alone at the pool. And as we read that obviously he was afraid of going in the pool alone. So he sat by the pool, waiting for the others कि भाई दूसरे लोग जब आएंगे उनके लिए वेट करने के लिए वहीं पर बैठ गया कि भाई ताकि उसको जो टेरर है, क्योंकि अकेले में वो ज़्यादा लगेगा, तो उस चीज़ को इंश्योर करने के लिए भाई उस थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस फील कर सके दूसरों की प्रेजेंस में, he sat by the side of the pool to wait for others to come there, and he wanted to join them for swimming. Now, I had not been there long when it came a big vision of a boy, probably 18 years old. There came a boy who was very healthy. Big vision means he was very healthy, and his age was near about 18. He was near about 18. He had thick hair on his chest. He had hair on his chest. Okay. He was beautiful physical specimen. And physical specimen, you can take him as a beautiful physique, है ना? Means as a specimen, an example of beautiful physique. You can take his body. So he had got a beautiful physique, with legs and arms that showed rippling muscles. In his arms and in his legs there were muscles, rippling muscles, there were visible muscles, healthy muscles. He yelled, shouted, "Hi skinny, how would you like to be ducked?" Means how would you like to go into the water? Means there is a sentence generally we joke with others कि means what are you waiting for? जब आपके पास ये है, आप ये कर सकते हैं, तो इंतजार किसका? Means in the same sense the boy came to him and कि मैं किसका इंतजार कर? Swimming करने, you have water, and you are sitting here. Why don't you go inside the water? And he said, how would you like to be dumped? कि भाई किसका इंतजार कर रहे हो? What are you waiting for? Go inside the pool and swim. Okay. With that, he picked me up and tossed me into the deep end. And with these words, he picked me up and tossed me into the deep end. Deep end that was 9 feet deep. He put me in that 9 feet deep end. I landed in a sitting position. And generally, he was sitting like this. And the boy picked him up and put him into the water. Okay, उसी position में. So he landed in that sitting position itself. Swallowed water means he did not know swimming, so he did not know the tricks of exhaling, inhaling in the water कि कैसे आप सांस ले सकते हैं. And when he was in the water, to try to take the air, to try to breathe in, he swallowed more and more. ठीक है, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पानी means he swallowed water and went at once to the bottom, and immediately he went towards the bottom. I was frightened. He was scared, he was timid, he was afraid, but not frightened out of my wits. This is important. Okay, out of my wits. No doubt. He is saying that no doubt I was afraid, but I was not afraid to the extent of becoming out of my wits. It means what? It means that he was not out of wits. It means his brain was still working. Wits means regarding your sensing power, your brain, okay, and your mind power. So means his mind was still working. He was, और देखिए कई बार ऐसा होता है कि जब आप सडनली किसी अनएक्सपेक्टेड सिचुएशन में लैंड हो जाते हैं तो उसमें क्या होता है कि your mind gets a shock और उसमें वो क्या कर देता है it stops functioning, but that did not happen with Douglas. Means he was frightened, but not that frightened that he become out of his wits, कि उसका जो माइंड है वो काम करना बंद कर दे, उसकी थिंकिंग पावर खत्म हो जाए, ऐसा नहीं था. that his mind was still working. Next, on the way down I planned. Means when he was going inside the water, he made a plan. When my feet hit the bottom, I would make a big jump. And what was his planning? कि जैसे ही उसके feet जो है that would hit the bottom, जैसे ही bottom को touch करेंगे, I would make a big jump. He would make a big jump upwards. Okay, ऊपर एक jump करेगा. Come to the surface. He will try to come to the surface. Lie flat on it. He would lie flat on the surface of the water and paddle to the edge of the pool. And paddling with his feet, he would try to reach to the edge of the pool. This was his planning. This was his strategy. Means he thought that there is nothing difficult about swimming. जैसे ही पैर जो है, feet जो है, bottom को touch करेंगे, he would make a big jump upward, and he would come to the surface of the water. He would move his arms and legs, and he would be to the edge of the pool. That is quite easy. Okay. But what happened? It seemed a long way down, but his journey was very long. Okay, means, and he's saying those 9 feet were more like 90, and those 9 feet were turning out to be 90. है ना, कि भाई जब जैसे होता है ना, जब आप ऐसे डेस्परेट है ना, ऐसे क्रिटिकल सिचुएशंस में होते हैं, तो आपके लिए एक एक सेकंड इज लाइक 1 आवर, है ना, one inch is like 1 kilometer. So he was experienced that those 9 feet were more like 90, है ना, ऐसे हो गया था जैसे he was tossed into a very deep water. Okay, so it seemed a long way down, though means that was a long journey for him. Those 9 feet were more like 90, and before I touched bottom, and before his feet could touch the bottom, my lungs were ready to burst. Means he had swallowed a lot of water, so his lungs were full of water, and they were ready to burst. Okay, वो फटने इस ऐसे वाले थे कि भाई उसमें क्योंकि he was unable to take in oxygen. Okay, so क्या हो रहा था कि उसके जो lungs थे, they were ready to burst. But when my feet hit the bottom, but as soon as his feet touched the bottom, I summoned means यहाँ पर collected all my strength and made what I thought was a great spin upward. and that he had already thought, means he had thought of coming upwards with a big jump. So he made the exact jump upward. ठीक है, ऊपर की तरफ उसने वैसा ही जंप लगाया. I imagined he had thought before this, when he was going downwards, he had thought, he had planned, that he had imagined I would walk to the surface, that he would come to the surface like a जो कवरिंग ढक्कन होता है, is like a कोल्ड ड्रिंक और जो है बोतल को एकदम से जब उसको that gets open and that's very the jump. तो इस ऐसा होता है, उसको ऐसा लगा कि that he would come upward very suddenly, एकदम से ऊपर आएगा. Instead I came up slowly, है ना. उसको ऐसा लगा था कि that jumping upward in water is quite easy, है ना, or he would come suddenly upward. But what happened in reality, he came up very slowly. Okay, I opened my eyes. He opened his eyes and saw nothing but water. But only water was visible to him. Okay, nothing except water was visible. Water that had a bright yellow tint. Tint means color. It means color. Water that had a yellowish color. I grew panically. His pain was growing. I reached up to as if to grab a rock, and my hands clutched on the water. Means he was clutching. He was moving his hands and he was trying to clutch something. He was trying to catch something, but his hands were catching only water. He was trying to catch a rock. Grab means catch a rock. कि कहीं से rock, कि कहीं से मुझे क्या मिल जाए, कोई rock मिल जाए या कोई ऐसी चीज मिल जाए जिसको पकड़ के मैं ऊपर चला जाऊं. But he was catching only and only water. I was suffocating. He was unable to breathe. Okay, घुटन हो रही थी उसको, suffocation. I tried to yell. He tried to shout, but no sound came out. But he was unable to shout because his mouth, his lungs, his throat was full of water, so he was unable to shout. Then my eyes and nose came out of water, but not my mouth. But with the jump he had made upward, उसमें क्या effect डाला, that he was able to come out, but his mouth was unable. Means he came to that level, means up to the nose level. Mouth was means up to this level, his face was out. Okay, क्या नहीं हुआ उसके साथ कि means if he had his mouth outside, so he probably would have shouted अगर बाहर निकल जाता हो तो, या उसको कुछ मिल सकता, but only this level he was out of the. Okay, I fled at the surface of water. Fled means fled means to beat regularly, to beat wildly, at the surface of the water. So he was beating the surface of the water, swallowed and he was swallowing more water, and his throat got choked more. I tried to bring my legs up. He made efforts to bring his leg upwards, but they hung as dead weights. But they were hanging like dead weights. Means it appeared that they had no life in them. They were quite limp, paralyzed and rigid. And they had become paralyzed. Legs had become paralyzed. They had become rigid. They had become stiff. A great force was pulling me under. And it appeared that there was a force that was pulling him downwards. He was trying to come upward, but it appeared that there was a force that was pulling him downwards continuously. I screamed. He shouted, but only the water heard me. But only water was able to hear his voice. I had started on the long journey back to the bottom of the pool. अब क्या हुआ? When he was unable to come out of the water, what will happen? He started his journey again to the back, means bottom to the, क्योंकि पूरा बाहर नहीं आया, ना साउट किया, ना किसी ने उसको हेल्प की, and he was unable to swim. वो अपने आप तो बाहर निकल नहीं सकता था. So क्या हुआ? He was again going down. I stuck at the water as I went down. He was hitting water when he was going down. Expanding my strength as one in a nightmare fights an irresistible force. He was trying to expand his power. He was trying to make his hands and legs move a lot. काफी ज़्यादा जो है उनकी मूवमेंट करने की कोशिश कर रहा था. As in a nightmare is a bad dream. बुरे सपने में जब होता है कि when we have a nightmare तो हमें क्या होता है कि our powers or our body has got paralyzed. It has got stiff and some evil power is trying to overpower us. और उसमें क्या होता है we try to move our body but we are unable. And same was the case with him. उसको ऐसा लग रहा था कोई पावर है जो मुझे नीचे की तरफ खींच रही है, नीचे की जो है इट इज पुलिंग मी डाउनवर्ड्स. वो क्या हो रहा था कि अपनी स्ट्रेंथ को, अपने हैंड्स को, अपने लेग्स को मूव करना चाह रहा था, बट ही वाज अनेबल टू डू दैट एंड हिज कंडीशन वाज एज द सेम दैट हैपेंस विद वन इन अ नाइटमेयर. ओके, एन इरेस्टेबल फोर्स मींस अनकंट्रोलेबल फोर्स के साथ जब कोई फाइट करता है बैड ड्रीम में, हिज कंडीशन वाज सेम. ओके, I had lost all my breath. Now he is saying that he was unable to breathe. He had difficulty in breathing. Okay, my lungs ached. There was pain in his lungs because he had swallowed a lot of water. Okay, my head throbbed. His head was throbbing. है ना? There were a lot of movement in his head. चकरा रहा था एक तरह से. I was getting dizzy. He was getting unconscious. Okay, but I remember the strategy. Now he says that I had that strategy in my mind. He had not forgotten that strategy, that earlier strategy. Which was the strategy? I would spring from the bottom of the pool, of jumping from the bottom of the pool and come like a cork to the surface, and come to the surface like a light object. I would lie flat on the water. He would lie. फिर उसके बाद क्या होगा कि वो सीधा जो है पानी के सरफेस पे लेट जाएगा. Strike out with my arms and thrash with my legs, और hands और legs की movements के साथ he would try to move forward. Then I would get to the edge of the pool and be safe. And then he will reach to the edge of the pool and he will make himself safe. Okay. I went down endlessly. But what happened? He was continuously going downwards. Okay. I opened my eyes. He tried to open his eyes. Nothing but water with a yellow glow. But nothing was visible to him except yellow glow. Yellow is water. Dark water that one could not see through. The water was so dark that you cannot see through it. Now, the intention or the approach of the person gets changed here. Okay, when he was in a comfort zone, he was sitting outside the pool. The water appeared to be very clean. The tiled bottom was very much visible. You could see through this water. Okay, but now he is in a critical, he is in a desperate situation. तो उसको क्या लग रहा है कि the water is very yellowish in color. Okay, गंदा सा पानी है, आप उसमें से आप बाहर नहीं देख सकते. So his approach has got changed. Okay, and then sheer pure stark terror seized me. Then he was under the control of pure and terrible terror. Okay, terror that knows no understanding. Terror of that kind that knows no understanding. Means you cannot control that terror with some understanding in your mind. Terror that knows no control. Terror of such extent that you cannot control that. Terror that no one can understand who has not experienced it. Means this terror cannot be narrated only through words. कि मैं आपको बताऊं कि such kind of terror, you would never be able to feel that terror if you have not experienced that kind of terror. तो ऐसा terror अगर आपने experience नहीं किया है तो that you cannot understand the intensity of that terror. Such kind of terror he had in his mind. Terror that is out of control, terror that is out of understanding, and that is terror that is beyond expression. कि आप उसको express नहीं कर सकते. Such kind of terror he was experiencing in that pool. Okay. I was shrieking underwater. He was shouting. He was screaming underwater. Even I was paralyzed underwater. He felt that his body had got paralyzed in water. It was unable to move. Stiff, rigid will be. The body had become stiff. There was no movement. Rigid. There was no movement in his body. जो legs है, hands है, body है, that had become motionless. Okay, some out of fear and some out of pain. Even the screams in my throat were frozen. Now he is saying even the screams, even the shrieking, even the shouts in my head, my throat had frozen. वो भी क्या हो चुकी थी? जम चुकी थी. heart and pounding in my head said that I was still alive. Only the moments in my mind and only the beating of my heart said that I was still alive. Okay, there were means I could realize that there were two organs, my heart and my mind, that they were functioning. Otherwise, with physical activities, I was nearly dead. Okay, अगर मेरी मेरी body movements को देखा जाए तो at that time my body had stopped functioning, my body had stopped working. So body से तो कोई work ही नहीं हो रहा था. Okay, तो इसलिए क्या हुआ कि भाई उसका तो पर्पस ऐसी हो गया, मतलब जैसे बॉडी तो क्या हो गई, बॉडी की मूवमेंट्स तो खत्म ही हो गई. ओके, सिर्फ हेड और जो हार्ट है दे वर सेइंग दैट आई वाज alive. And then in the midst of the terror, and then between that terror, between that fear came a touch of reason, a touch of reason, a touch of logic came to his mind. I must remember to jump when I hit the bottom. Means I should not forget that old strategy. Which strategy? To jump upward as soon as I hit the bottom. Okay, means from the beginning he was working, he was implementing, he was contemplating, he was meditating on the same strategy, but he was unable to execute that fully because swimming के लिए he was completely new, है ना, and he did not know the essential skills or essential requirements of swimming. So he was finding himself unable to cope up that power of water. Okay, so क्या हुआ इसके बाद? And then in the midst of the terror, in between that terror, between means that journey to the bottom of the pool, he came a touch of reason, a touch of logic came to his mind. I must remember to jump when I hit the bottom. The same strategy. As soon as hit the bottom, try to jump upward. At last, I felt the tiles under me. Means at last there was a time when I felt that the tiles or the bottom was under my feet. My toes reached out as if to grab them, and it appeared that my toes, my feet were going downwards. Means I was trying to pull me upwards, but it happened. But it appeared that my toes, my feet, my body was trying to grab those tiles. उनसे चिपक जाना चाहता था. I jumped with everything I had, but the strength that I had in my body, I tried to jump with that strength. But the jump made no difference. But there was no difference there was no much difference with that jump. Okay, the water was still around me. He had still water around him. I looked for ropes, ladders, water wings. He tried to search for कहीं से उसको rope मिल जाए, ladders मिल जाए, water wings मिल जाए. Nothing but water. But he was having water. A mass of yellow water had him. Means the water in large amount was holding him. Stark terror took an even deeper hold on me, and that fear, that terrible fear, took an even deeper hold on me. और ज़्यादा उसको tightly grab कर लिया अपने पकड़ में, उस fear ने, उस डर ने. Like a great charge of electricity, and that fear, that terror was not leaving him. जैसे क्या होता है कि charge of electricity, जैसे आपको बिजली का शॉक लगता है, and that holds you firmly in its grip. Same was his condition, है ना? That was not leaving him. And in that shock and in that particular time your body is unable to move, and same was the condition with Douglas. I shook and trembled with fright. He was shaking, his body was shaking with fright. My arms would not move, my legs would not move. His arms and his legs were unable to move. They had become almost paralyzed. I tried to call for help, to call for mother. Nothing happened. And as usually, जैसे इसी situation में होता है, even critical situation, one tries to call for his mother. He also tried to call for his mother, but nothing happened. कुछ नहीं. Okay. And then strangely there was a light, and there was to his surprise there was light. I was coming out of the awful yellow water. Awful means terrible. That he was coming out of that water. At least my legs were. At least his legs were coming out. Okay, not all body eyes were. Sorry, at least his eyes were coming out. Now my nose was almost out, and this time his nose means first time जब वो बाहर आया था तो his nose was completely out, but mouth was not out. And this time his most part of his nose was out of the water. Then I started down in third time because he could not pull himself upward. तो क्या होगा? He would be going again downwards. I sucked for air. He tried to breathe in air and got water, and he was getting more and more water in himself. The yellowish light was going out, and the light that became visible when he was coming out, that was fading, that was going out. Then all efforts ceased. Then all efforts got stopped. I relaxed, even my legs felt means dead, okay, without movement. And a blackness swept over my brain, and there was complete blackness over his brain, okay. It wiped out fear, it erased all kind of fears, it wiped out terror, it removed all kind of terror. There was no more panic, there was nothing to pain about, okay. It was quiet and peaceful. The moment was quiet and peaceful. Nothing to be afraid of. Now he was feeling that there is nothing to fear about. This is night to be drowsy, to go to sleep. No need to jump. And there was no need to jump at that particular time. Too tired to jump because his body had got too much tired that he was unable to jump. It is nice to be carried gently, and it is nice feeling that someone is carrying you very gently. To float along in space, and I was moving in the space. Tender arms around me, tender arms my mother's, caring arms like my mother's were around me. Now I must go to sleep, and he felt that he should go to sleep. I crossed to oblivion. Oblivion is a state of forgetfulness, means he was completely in a condition of forgetfulness, and curtain of life fell, and it appeared that the curtain of my life has fell down. Okay. The next I remember means इसके बाद उसको कुछ याद नहीं है. He went through that state of forgetfulness. Okay. The next I remember, and after that he has remembered the thing that he can remember. I was lying on my stomach beside the pool vomiting. And he was lying on the side of his stomach, and backside upward, and he was vomiting. Okay. The chap that threw me in was saying, and the boy who threw him inside the pool was saying, but I was only fooling, that I was only kidding, I was only making fun, I was only joking, मजाक कर रहा था मैं. So someone said, and in that gathering, out of that gathering, someone said the kid nearly died, that the boy could have died, if he had not been rescued at time, he could have died. Be all right now, but he is in a good condition at this particular time. Let's carry him to the locker room, and let's carry him to the locker. Okay. Several hours later, I walked home. Means when he was his body, जो उसका body का जो pain था, जो उसकी एक तरह से he was unable to move his body, और जब वो एक comfortable position में हुआ, तो after several hours he went home. I was weak and trembling. He was feeling weak and trembling. His body was shaking. I shook and cried when I lay on my bed. It's that thing, that experience made a deep impact on his thinking and feeling sense. Okay, so he was shaking, his body was shaking. He was crying when he was lying on his bed. I could not eat that night. He was unable to eat that night because his internal system, that means lungs and all that, they were paining because of that water. So he was unable to eat that night. For days, a haunting fear was in my heart. A terrifying fear was in his heart. Okay. A fear kept threatening him for many days. The slightest exertion upset me. The slightest में थोड़ी सी physical labor that made him upset. वो दुखी हो जाता, परेशान हो जाता, थक जाता. Making me wobbly in the knees, knees start shaking. घुटनों में जो है एक तरह से movement शुरू हो जाते and sick to my stomach, and there was pain in my stomach. I never went back to the pool, and after that he is saying that he never went back to that pool. I feared water. He started fearing water. I avoided it whenever I could, and he started avoiding water whenever and wherever he could. Okay, so what did we see? That the fear that started, that dislike that started at the age of 3 or 4 years, that got deepened at this particular age of 10 or 11 years because of this misadventure at the YMCA. Okay, so we will be taking the remaining part of this chapter in the next lecture. I hope you have understood the things discussed over here. Thank you very much.